All right, so today we're diving into a book that you've probably heard of, maybe even been given by a boss at some point. It's Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. Now, don't let the simplicity fool you. This is a tiny little story, a parable really, but it packs a huge punch. It's all about tackling that one thing that gets all of us change. And this quote, this just nails it, right? It's so true. We live in this whirlwind of constant change, but our gut reaction, it's almost always to dig in our heels and resist. That little paradox, well, that's what trips us up everywhere, from our jobs to our relationships, and that's exactly the problem this book is trying to untangle. Okay, so the whole story is framed around these four characters who are running around in a maze. But they're not just, random figures. They're actually meant to be us. They represent the different parts of our own personalities, the simple bits and the more complex bits that show up whenever life shakes things up.
So before we actually meet these little guys, let's get the two main metaphors down because they're everything. First, you've got cheese. Now, cheese isn't just cheese. It's a stand-in for anything you want out of life. A great job, being healthy, a happy relationship, money in the bank. And the maze? Well, that's just the world where you look for your cheese. It could be the company you work for, your family life, or even your entire community.
All right, let's meet the crew. We've got two mice, Sniff and Scurry. Sniff is the one who, you guessed it, sniffs out change early. Scurry just takes off, no questions asked. Then we have the little people, Hem and Haw. Hem is that voice in your head that says, nope, not happening. He denies change, resists it, and fears the worst. And Haw's the one who starts off scared, but eventually learns to adapt when he realizes change might actually lead to something better. As we go through this, start thinking, which one of these sounds a little too familiar? So here's the setup. All four of our characters have hit the jackpot. They find this huge stash of cheese at a place called Cheese Station C. Life is good. They're fat and happy, totally comfortable, and then, one morning, they show up, and it's just gone, vanished. Talk about a dramatic shift. And bam, this is where we see two totally different ways of handling things. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, they're not even that surprised. They had a feeling this was coming. They'd noticed the cheese pile was getting smaller. So what do? They lace up their running shoes and are out the door, into the maze, looking for new cheese. But Hem and Haw? Oh man, they are completely floored. Totally unprepared. They feel like victims, frozen. And Hem just starts screaming that classic line, "Who moved my cheese? It's not fair." And this quote is the first piece of wisdom that Haw eventually scrawls on the wall. This is a big aha moment. It perfectly explains why he and Hem are just stuck. Their whole world, their whole identity was wrapped up in that specific pile of cheese. The lesson here is so powerful. The more important your cheese is, the harder you'll try to hold on to it, even when it's clearly gone. So while Hem is still back at the empty station, complaining and getting hungrier, Haw starts to have a breakthrough. He realizes that just sitting there waiting for the old cheese to reappear is completely pointless. Their situation is just getting worse and worse. So he makes this huge, scary decision to go back out into the maze, all by himself. This is his journey from fear to freedom. And this is the thought that finally kicks him into gear. If you do not change, you can become extinct. Whoa, that's pretty stark, isn't it? He realizes that staying put isn't safe at all. It's actually a trap. Survival means he has to change. So he writes this on the wall for Hem, kind of hoping his buddy will see it and eventually get the message. Okay, this right here is maybe the most important question in the whole book. Haw is standing there, totally terrified of heading into the dark, unknown parts of the maze. And he asks himself this: what would you do if you weren't afraid? That question is a game changer. It helps him cut through all the panic and see that the fear is the real problem, not the maze itself. It's what gives him the guts to finally take that first step. So as Haw makes his way through the maze, he starts leaving these little nuggets of wisdom on the walls. It's his handwriting on the wall. And each one is a step in his own transformation. Like first, he realizes you've got to smell the cheese often to know when it's getting old. Then that amazing feeling when you move beyond your fear.
He learns that imagining himself enjoying the new cheese actually helps him find it. And finally, that your old beliefs aren't going to lead you to anything new. It's a roadmap of his changing mindset. And guess what? The scary journey was totally worth it. Ha eventually stumbles upon Cheese Station N, and it is piled high with more kinds of cheese than he had ever seen. It's a jackpot. And who's already there enjoying the feast? His buddies, Sniff and Scurry. The big takeaway here is that his reward for facing his fear wasn't just survival. It was finding something way, way better than what he lost in the first place. Okay, so it's a simple little story, right? Mice, little people, cheese. But the lessons, they're huge. So now let's pull back from the parable and talk about what this actually means for you and me in our real lives and at work. So this is it, the final handwriting on the wall that Ha writes at the news station. It's basically the whole philosophy summed up. You can see the flow here. It starts with change happens. Just accept it. Then anticipate it, monitor it, adapt to it, and do it quickly. Then you got to change yourself. And here's the wild part. Enjoy change. And finally, be ready to do it all over again and enjoy that too. It's a whole cycle. This brings us to the big question for you. Looking at these characters, which one are you right now in your life or career? Are you being a hem, just refusing to see that things have changed? Or are you a ha, kind of scared but trying to learn and adapt? Or maybe you're a Sniff and Scurry. You saw the writing on the wall ages ago and you're already on the move. Seriously, it's a good moment for some honest self-reflection.
And here's the real kicker, the core message of the whole thing. It is so easy to blame the outside world, right? To blame our boss, the company, the economy for moving our cheese. But what this story really hammers home is that the biggest thing holding us back is us. It's what's inside. It's our own fear, our own stubborn beliefs. And absolutely nothing gets better until you change. I love this quote. This is such a profound realization for Ha and for us. What you are afraid of is never as bad as what you imagine. Think about that. The fear that you let build up in your head is almost always worse than the actual situation you're facing. It's a powerful reminder that our imagination can be our own worst enemy. And once we actually face the thing we're scared of, it loses so much of its power.
So let's leave it with this. This is the question to really chew on after hearing all this. What old cheese are you clinging to? You know, what job or habit or even a belief is just not working for you anymore? And more importantly, what incredible new cheese might be out there waiting for you if you could just get past the fear of looking for it? Outro audio. Thanks for listening to Daily Review. If you enjoyed it, the best way to support us is to subscribe and leave a rating. Ready to read the book? Using the purchase link in our description directly supports the show and the author. We'll see you tomorrow.